Our next guest is a Louisiana-based music artist who emerged into the spotlight with her 2020 single, Taking My Voice Back. Her music aims to help others with their struggles by sharing her own personal journey, which is evident on her latest single called Hey God. We welcome to the studio Brooke Robertson. Brooke, so good to have a fellow Louisiana girl in the house. Welcome here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so grew up in Southeast Louisiana, always an outdoors girl, loved horses, grew up actually, full circle moment for me, just I watched this network growing up, and so it's so cool to be back here and to share what God's doing.
Well, we're honored to have you because you have really opened up, and as a music artist, you are sharing your story, deeply personal. Tell us about that and what you want folks to know.
Yeah, so I was sexually abused at 10, and I carried that and held that in for 15 years and promised myself I would never talk about it. And God had other plans, you know, whenever he opened the doors for music, and I was just struggling at where I was supposed to be as an artist, and he said, this is why I have you here, is your story. And so I knew there were things that I had to do as an artist, and that was to forgive my abuser. And so before going to write this song, I contacted this person, and I just said, hey, I forgive you. And Jesus loves you, and I was able to get just that peace to go up and write the song called Taking My Voice Back. And it's just a reminder for anyone who's gone through any kind of abuse or just unforgiveness in general, that forgiveness is possible and it's freedom, and sometimes it doesn't make sense, but it was so worth it for me.
Freedom and healing.
Yes.
There was a healing part of that for you as well.
Absolutely.
And now you're able to talk with others and help others maybe who've gone through something similar. Let's talk about the new music. I'm anxious to hear about Hey God.
Yeah, so Hey God, I wrote it just as a conversation between me and God. It's how I start all my prayers, is Hey God, because he's just so personal. And, you know, I wrote this song before I thought I even would need it. You know, it was just a song for me that I loved. And just fast forward, my aunt, who I was very, very close to, had a brain bleed, very sudden brain bleed. And so situations like that, it's easy to want to kind of pull away, right? And you kind of get a little upset when God's not answering the prayers the way that you hoped or thought he would. But after she passed away and went to be with Jesus on 3/16 of last year, I did kind of withdraw a little bit, and God brought me to all those memories that I had of her when she was sick, that she never stopped talking to him. And so, yeah, and so I just realized, you know, he's leaning in whenever I have to pray, no matter how it is. Maybe it's anger, maybe it's frustration. None of that scares him. He just wants to hear what we have to say. And so I hope that's an encouragement to anyone else.
Wow. Well, I cannot wait to hear that. Talk a little bit, too, about why music. Like you said, you were an outdoors girl. You did some barrel racing. You could have done anything. Why choose music?
You know, it chose me. I feel like God just put it in front of me. I always loved it. I grew up. My dad always played every instrument you could think of. And so I was always around it, but I never had the intentions of doing music. I sang maybe around 11 years old on the worship team at church, and it was just for fun. But I had different intentions. You know, I was barrel racing through college. You know, I just didn't have anything else in my mind, and I was going to go and be an occupational therapist and help people who'd been through trauma, you know, find the most normal life they could possibly find. And obviously the desire was still there to help people who've gone through trauma, but God knew that the only way for me to share my story was through music. So he opened that door.
Opened that door.
It was scary.
Gave you the talent to do that, and we're so thankful that you did. Where can folks find you? Where can they see you? Where can they get your music?
It's all over. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. I have Instagram, Brooke Robertson Music, and so you can find me there.
And it's Brooke with an E.
Brooke with an E.
That's right, Brooke with an E. That's how you find it. There's a lot of Brooks in the world, but we got Brooke Robertson. Brooke, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for answering the call that God gave you. That is a real gift, and I know that you're impacting a lot of people. That's Brooke Robertson, a country music singer and songwriter, and we appreciate her stopping by.